So this is a short recording on how to use the wind colliders and wind managers, just so that way y'all can do that for, I don't know, in case something happens to me, like if I am out and unable to assist for the third week or whatever. So right now we have our wind manager, which is just a global thing here. It has the wind manager script and it has the list of colliders here. Basically, this is your, right here, this is the accessible variables. This is the global direction. We want to basically keep that the same. And then we have use custom data, which is just going to be toggled on and off whenever we need it to. So, with that being said, I'm going to show you guys what I have set up for here real quick, and then I'll go over how to make one. So, the wind manager has colliders in it. As you can see here, I've added these colliders here. They have a wind collision reporter. And if I open the script up real quick, you'll see it's basically just saying, hey, if it's doing this, we're going to use this one on the list. Literally, assign manager, get the component, start that. Well, yeah, private void start, assign the manager, and then set the wind index there. And then when it exits, we're going to release it from the wind collider. Easy. Script doesn't do much else other than that, so let's just start here. So like I started here by first making the collider the straight part here. I brought it all the way over to where we're going to do this turn. And then I basically said, so now we're going in kind of forward in the Z direction here, but also not quite. I went ahead and added a second wind collider, which is angling it more so the wind is going in this direction. You can always tell the direction of the wind by the forward direction of the gizmo. So this blue direction here is the forward direction. And so kind of what I did is I just kind of basically walked in and scaled colliders equal to this size here. You can use the edit collider if you want to do that. If you have multiple colliders at a time, I recommend you use the edit collider tool. It'll be a lot simpler for you. Speaking of which, we're actually going to shrink this down here. So yeah, so all you have to do is place these colliders in the location you want them, covering the area. As you can see, I went below the ocean a fair bit to make sure that I got the full size of the boat collider. It's, yeah, right over here. So the boat collider will plop in, but it'll be half in the ocean, so you want to make sure you get all of that in. And then you're going to add every time you add a component, you'll need to add in a new element here for the collider list. As you can see, I already have 6 colliders. So what you can do, I believe, is just kind of click and drag these. Oh, shift click there. Is it going to let me do the thing? Lock. Should allow me to just list that. No? Okay. I guess if they're one type and not a struct, then they can be done with that. But for the most part, you take your collider in the order that you need to, place it there. Take your second collider, add, and you're just going to do that over and over and over. It's a little repetitive. I'm trying to see if I can make a system to just kind of grab all of them in advance. But then once you have your colliders set up, you will need to give them a speed in that direction. So the speed is local wind speed. You just change it here. So let's say I want this local wind speed to be 12. Well, now the local speed should be 12. And when you click play, you'll notice that our first wind collider is going to use the first element. Once it loads here. And you can see that it is already using the custom collider there. And yeah, so if we want to actually take a look and see the custom direction is directly parallel with the boat right now. So if I were to say, for instance, turn, I'll go ahead and start. And if I do this, I'll slow down because we're using the custom wind here. And the custom wind, I'm actually going to do, oh, I have the wrong thing selected in hierarchy, don't I? Yeah, we still need to fix the collision here, which I'm going to take a look at and add, but yeah, player boat here. Right now we're using the global wind direction, I believe. Yep. Oh, do I have to have this selected in order to... Yeah, there we go. So, yeah, as you can see, we are currently, I believe we're outside of one of the... Did it run out? Did it run afoul? We might have run afoul. No, we're definitely in one of the gliders here. Oh, right, yeah, because I only set the first one to this. So the other wind speeds here, 2, 3, 4, are all 0. So if you realize that you're going really slow, check and make sure your collider speeds are set. Right now, they're defaulting to 0. I'm going to change that and default them to 10. However, that being said, please make sure you change them to the correct speed as you need. Yeah, global wind force, global blah blah blah. Oh, right, they're struct, so they default to 0. Okay. Anyway, there you go. That's how you use the wind colliders thing. You just place them, plop them in the list here, give them the speed that you want them to do, and set them up. So like, yeah, I'll just do this, plop this back here so I can show you guys quickly. So the current lineup here right now is this kind of, if you can see this vague outline, follow this, then we make a left turn, make a less sharp left turn. This goes all the way over. This is an important part is make sure these do not collide. They will trigger each other, and then you'll have a pretty boring time where you basically just oscillate back and forth between the two. But yeah, so in this one, you're kind of going against it originally because now your wind's going that direction. So you'll smack this, go around here. Um, yeah, we already know the layout of the second level here, so we go normal. We follow the wind direction here because that's the hierarchy is down here, and I don't like it very much. But yeah, the wind direction for this one is going this way. The wind direction for this one is, if I can press it, yeah, you see the blue gizmo is now going this way, and then it just kind of keeps going like that. Um, Then over here we have, well, in advance we have this turn here. The reason that there's not a collider right here is because the global forward is this direction. So if you're going in the direction of the global speed, you don't need to put a collider down for it. You can just allow it. So if I wanted to, I could technically remove the collider from this one and have the rest of this course all be using the global collider because we're all going in a mostly forward direction. Um, So actually that's probably what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to remove this last one here and then it'll be it. Because that's all the colliders that are needed for this. So yep, if you remove one, just remember to change that. And then I'm going to save this and push it here so you guys can use this. So yeah, I'll default all of these to 10. Save the scene so you guys have that. And then there you go. There are some particular issues here that I can't easily resolve without having to do some finagling. So you want these colliders to be close. And that's pretty obvious for the reason because the moment that they run into this little gap here, the wind direction is going to say that they're going the opposite way, and so they have to push through. They have momentum to them, so it's not like it's a dead center, easy, like immediate stop, but the more colliders you can put in, the more mapped out your scene will be, generally the better. And you can see that even through here. Is like this has a collider that if you run into it, you're now weaving in and out basically of that yeah, like on trigger, enter, and exit. Also, make sure all your colliders are on trigger, enter. If you're smacking into an invisible wall, it's because it's not a trigger. If you're using the wind collider prefab, you shouldn't have that issue. But if you need to make a custom one per se, you remove the box collider and you put a mesh collider in. Um, that would be the appropriate time to do something. But yeah, so that is level 2 fully mapped out here according to the original diagram that I wrote, or I drew up, I guess. A little diagram where it went up, around, doing this. This right here. Um, so these are using custom colliders. And then this is using the global collider. And since the end is right here, you're good. Alright, that's my 10-minute presentation on how these work and like the mapping of level 2. Thank you.